The history of Matt Vale. So I started this YouTube channel in January 2014. I think the exact day that I created it was the 8th of January. And the first video was uploaded on the 1st of March, later that year, just over 11 years ago. Now this is not my first YouTube channel. My first YouTube channel was made a couple of months earlier in July 2013. It was called Sweaty Kid 360. Now, a few things you may be wondering. Firstly, why that name? Well, in my defense, I was 13 years old, and 13-year-olds are not known for making generally sensible decisions. Now, the name itself came from my PlayStation Network account, which is my very first ever online account. Now, how I got the name initially is, to tell you the truth, I can't remember. If I have to think, I remember the term sweaty being used to describe someone who plays video games with a lot of effort. They're also known as tryhards. But Tryhard Kid 360 didn't have the same ring to it as Sweaty Kid 360. So I went with the latter. Oh yeah, and the kid part came because I was a kid. And the 360 because, well, and anyone and everyone was putting numbers in their names on their gamer tags, and to me some of them sounded really cool, so I went with 360. I don't know where 360 came from. Actually, I'm pretty sure I got that from like all those old MLG or MLG wannabe Modern Warfare 2 sniper compilations. So yeah, Sweaty Kid 360 was born, I think the exact date was the 2nd of July 2013, and I started out making the kind of content that you would expect from an autistic 13-year-old. Shit content is what I'm saying. Like short movies, skits, some gaming related stuff here and there, some football stuff, random videos here and there, you know, just general awful content. And as far as subscribers go, I believe I peaked between 40 and 50 subscribers, and the views were never crazy. I think my first video got 100 views at some point based on these comments that I can find in my old emails, but yeah, nothing crazier than that, I don't think. I'm very thankful that he still exists, because not only do I get to see the old titles of some of the videos that I used to upload back then, I also get to see the YouTube comments that I used to get, as well as any replies I used to get on other YouTube videos. They're all mainly from my friends. Like, it was mainly my mates who were really active on my videos, and maybe one or two other strangers who I didn't ever get to meet. I did quite a few different challenge videos. You got the classics like the salt and ice challenge, the flour challenge, the cinnamon challenge, and then there was another one that I can't quite remember. The no air challenge. What the that's what used to qualify as content back then. Fucking hell. But the challenge videos, especially the salt and ice and the flour challenge, I remember those two being especially popular. Oh, I remember as well that's my chair squeaking. Stop doing that. I remember as well there was one called the Chubby Bunny challenge, where you have to try and fit as many pieces of marshmallow into your mouth as possible. I remember I specifically remember recording that one. It was literally just over the road. There's like a mini greenery area across the road where I live, and I filmed it right there with a couple of mates from school. And that was fucking, I mean, that was about the best form of entertainment that we could have ever got back then. It really was. You know, I don't particularly think too highly of the content I used to make. I mean, I can't watch it anymore because it's all gone. It's all been deleted. But there was something very pure and innocent back then about recording these basic videos on either my BlackBerry Mobile or my iPod Touch, with little to no editing, and just posting them online for the whole world to see. And especially since this was my very first YouTube channel, you know, I feel like there's something very special about your first time. Not like that, you know. I'm still very much a virgin, but that's because I'm a man of the Lord, and I am saving myself for one partner for the rest of my life in marriage, like the Lord would want me to. is what I would say if I was lying. But anyway, yeah, that was Sway Kid 360, but it didn't last long. Now, I didn't mention this at the start, but I created this YouTube channel without permission from my parents. Again, you gotta remember, I was 13 at the time, and 13 is a very young age to be putting yourself out on the internet for anyone and everyone to see. They were fully aware of this, and I think if I'd asked, they either would have said no, or they would have said yes, but they would have been very strict about it, like with the kind of stuff that I shared on the internet. Which, now, I don't think I ever did share anything, that could give away where I live, or that might have made me a target for whatever reason. I think I was quite sensible about that. What I wasn't so sensible with was keeping good relations with my mates in the YouTube comments, because I used to bicker with them quite a lot. And once my parents noticed this, they were they were not pleased, and they ended up actually making me delete the whole channel, which was as you can imagine, my own personal apocalypse. Took a while to go over that one. Yeah, that was a very difficult time for me back then. But they weren't entirely wrong in making me do that, because I mean, anyone could see this stuff. Anyone could. Like, if I could have let slip something very personal about any of my friends that could have, potentially put them in danger, or they could have done the same to me. I mean, they wouldn't have done, because they were somewhat sensible, unlike me. So yeah, it sucked, but in hindsight, I've realized for a while that I probably had it coming, I definitely brought it on myself. But at the time, I felt that I'd genuinely been wronged, and I wasn't quite ready to let go of the whole YouTube scene just yet. So I ended up creating a new channel about a month, no, not even a month, like a week or so later. And this channel was called The Shady Kid 2000. Now, this channel name came from the fact that I was into Eminem, therefore the shady part. The fact that I was a kid, still incorporating the kid from my first name, and 2000 because that's the year that I was born. So it all made sense to me. And the content that I put out on this channel was very much the exact same, with very little difference from the first one. The same random stuff, the same challenges, the same occasional gaming and football related stuff, just it wasn't that much different. The name was different, but the content itself hadn't changed very much at all. And of course, I would still bicker, not quite as often, but still it would happen, because I just couldn't help getting myself in trouble. Now, as far as subscribers go, I ended up surpassing my first channel. I ended up getting 70 subscribers at one point. I don't know if I got more than that. I'm pretty sure I would have said something about it. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I definitely got to at least 70 subscribers. So that's actually, a big improvement on my first channel, somehow. But, of course, this channel wouldn't last very long either. I mean, I think it did last about 3 months, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. Now, you may remember I told you that I had to delete my first channel, because my parents basically forced me to. So when I told you that I created this new one, do you think I got that permission this time? No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. But to be fair, this time I did last a bit longer. I lasted about close to 2 months, I reckon. Yeah, about 2 months or so before they found out again. And again, they were fine with it. They were like, yeah, sure. If you can prove that you won't argue with your mates anymore, then you can keep it. And I don't entirely remember why I had to delete this one. I'm not sure if it was because of something I did on YouTube, or if it was something else. But yeah, I remember the exact date. It was the 25th of November 2013 that The Shady Kid 2000 was deleted. And yeah, again, I'm not entirely sure why. I can't remember that one, but yeah, another YouTube channel down the drain. I was not having such a great track record at this point. So then a couple of months later, I actually had the decency to ask my parents, can I have my own YouTube channel? And this time I will definitely not beef or bicker with my mates or anyone in the comments again. And they agreed, and so this current channel was born, and its initial name was
books, short movies, and more.
Now, I should address the name. Yes, Matt the Man. It's a very cringy, bad name. But once again, I was 14 years old. I was a year older. Yes, that's true, but not a year wiser. As it turns out, the difference in maturity and intelligence and general sensibility between a 13 and a 14-year-old is actually not that big. So, what kind of content was Matt the Man doing in his early days? Well...
If there's a certain man who was so long ago, he was big and strong, in his eyes a flaming glow. God, 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 God.
Alright guys, how's it going? In this video I'm gonna read it to you.
What the fuck is he saying?
We get... Sergeant Ramos! Oh my god! Oh! I got Catherine Moore! Oh my god! Oh! Oh my god!
Not much different to what I was doing on my first two channels, although this time I had a laptop. Yes, my very first laptop, which made creating videos much easier. And I've got that with me somewhere. Hold on. Now, I should specify I was still using my iPod Touch, and I had a new phone. It was a Nokia it was that touchscreen Nokia phone. You know, you might remember that. Depends on how old you are. I mean, better than my BlackBerry. Much better. So much better quality. But at some point I realized I've got a laptop. I mean, it's not a great laptop or anything, but surely I can use it to create my own content on there, and you know, that'll give me a bit more versatility, and dare I say, may help me to make slightly better content. That's what I thought at the time. So here it is. This is the laptop that I used. I've still got it. It still works, just about. It's a HP Lenovo. This laptop would have been released in... when would it have been released? Probably about 2013. So it's old as fuck, is what I'm trying to say, and it's clunky as shit now. It takes a fucking age for this thing to load up when you power it on, and I can't even use the internet on it anymore. It's that slow. It refuses to load the internet. It adamantly refuses. Like, trying to navigate on this thing for anything is a fucking chore. So I mean, it's just as well that I don't use it anymore, because I'd have gone fucking mental. Oh yes, I should mention as well, that intro that I showed you, that was one of quite a few that I created for this channel back as Matt the Man. And I also made one for a Q&A Monday series that I used to upload on quite a regular basis. Here's that one.
Q&A Monday! Leave your questions in the comments!
I mean, I'm not quite as harsh on them, on that older content now, because I mean, I was 14. Like, I was never going to make great content, especially with what I had at my disposal. Like, I was never going to be able to create high quality stuff. Like, I did what I could with what I had, and I mean, I had fun. Like I said before. There was a very pure element to it all, you know? Like, I was just having pure, harmless fun. It wasn't good content, not remotely, but I was having a good time. It was something that I enjoyed doing. I didn't get crazy views most of the time. I didn't get loads of subscribers during that first year or so. But I mean, I had a good time, and so I would say, yeah, I'd go back and relive it all over again if I could. Now, no, I will say this. At some point, after about a year or so, I decided that I wanted to change my YouTube name from Matt the Man to something else, mainly because I was getting tired of everyone taking the piss out of me for it at school. So naturally, of course, I went with FIFA Matt HD. Now, this name's not too cringe, it's just boring. In hindsight, anyway. I think that's just a very boring name. Like, you do FIFA and you record it in HD. Wow, it's 2015. HD content is like the bare minimum now. Has been for a good couple of years. Like, it's just not a good name. It's not a good name. If it was cringe, if it was trying to be epic, like if it was a name that I tried to make sound cool but it wasn't, then you know that's one thing. But this one's just boring. Like I dislike that name more than Matt the Man. At least Matt the Man, I was trying to be quirky. But FIFA Matt HD is just fucking, it's boring. It's so boring. Yeah, about a year after that, probably a bit less, I changed it again. Now bear in mind, I complained that Matt the Man was too cringy and it was liable to get me, comments at school that would annoy me a lot. So after FIFA Matt HD, I naturally went with one called Mighty Matt. Yeah, again, I complained that Matt the Man was too cringe. So Mighty Matt though was absolutely fine. I mean, at least I tried. Somewhat. A little bit. A tiny bit. Okay, not a lot, but I mean, I still prefer Mighty Matt to FIFA Matt HD. And Mighty Matt lasted probably not even a year before I eventually went with Matt Vale. That was about 2016, I believe, and that name has stuck ever since and it's not going anywhere. And now I suppose I should probably talk about the future of the channel. I've got ideas for content. I've got mainly gaming stuff, some football stuff, and a few other bits here that aren't normally what I do that I want to try and experiment with because I feel like doing something different on this channel. I feel like now that I've got the facilities, shall we say, available to me to actually make content on a regular basis now, I would like to start getting back into it on a somewhat regular basis. I say somewhat because, again, remember, I've got a job now. That takes up most of my time and most of my energy. So I have got absolutely no idea how often I will be able to upload. I was watching a YouTube video with Noel Gallagher in it. He compared songwriting to like trying to ride a bike. When you take a break, you have to learn kind of learn how to do it again when you stop doing it after a while.
Now the thing about songwriting is, it's like anything. It's like riding a bike. You know, you just need the practice. You do forget how to do it. You know, you've got your little methods of where do you go when you get stuck for that line, and all songwriters have got their little stack of books that they get out. We all do it. So I'd forgotten how to do that, and it was just a case of that was the most daunting thing, was writing the first song.
Even if you don't think Noel Gallagher is like a great songwriter or not, he's got a point, and I think a lot of things can be compared to that. Like, you know, editing videos and being active on YouTube again. It's like learning to ride a bike a little bit. I used to be able to do it. I don't do it so much anymore, but once I get back into the practice of it, I can hopefully be kind of good. That's it. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the views are an afterthought at this point. I don't care about that anymore. As far as getting popular on YouTube goes, that was never an option for me. I never had the personality for it. I never had the quality to achieve such a thing. And even now, I still don't think, even if I tried really hard, there's no fucking chance I'll be able to turn this channel into anything other than a fun little side hobby that I enjoy every now and then. And that's about as good as it'll get for me. But you know what? That's fine. I don't mind. I just want to just have something to do other than fucking working most of the time, because my life's gone pretty fucking boring these last 3 years. It could be worse. Like I say, I'm making money now, and money's good. I do recommend making money, however you do it. Preferably legal though. Just saying. But yeah, I would like to be creative again. This video's gone on for too long now, so I'm gonna probably bring it to an end here. I hope this was somewhat interesting to you. I'd be amazed if it was, considering most of you won't know jack shit about me or my history on YouTube. And when I started out, YouTube was less than a decade old, and fast forward to now, it's now over 20 years old, which is very strange. Very, very strange, and it makes me feel old as fuck, to be quite honest with you. I feel so old. But with age comes wisdom, and well, I don't know how much of that I've got, but I mean, I've got a good fucking PC now. I've got Premiere Pro. I've got a good microphone. I've got Audacity. You know, I've got all this stuff that I can create stuff with. Like I say, views wise, I've got no idea how well these videos will do. I haven't got a clue. But we'll find out, won't we? Au revoir.